Hello, everyone, and welcome in. Glad you could be here tonight for a little bit of Sherlock Holmes: The Awakened. Now, this is the game, of course, that finally answers the age-old question, who's the bear detective, Sherlock Holmes or Cthulhu? And this game promises to answer all of those questions in hopefully a very entertaining way. You know, we played, I guess it's been maybe, a year and a half ago or so, that we played Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1, and I had a lot of fun with it. It was very charming. Such a great game. This is the follow-up to it. We're going to join Holmes, who has just partnered himself with Watson as they go on a little bit of a supernatural mystery-solving bent. So it should be a good time. Welcome in. It's me, Jess. Glad you could be here with me. Good to see you, Stalk. Good to see you, Yakabine. Thank you, Grayson, for the watch streak. Howdy, Kevin. There's Paul. Elementary, my dude, Dagon. Hey, thank you, 6-7, for the resub. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the support. The stairs are right. Found this channel a year ago. That's fantastic. It's been a real pleasure having you here. Thank you so much for all the support. And hey, Matawi, welcome, welcome. I think we just jump right into this thing and see what it's all about. If this thing is half as charming as Chapter 1 was, it's going to be hopefully a pretty good time. So let's get to it. Yes, please overwrite my previous autosaves. I opened it up long enough to see if it worked and quickly shut it down before I was spoiled for anything. Hey, good to see you, Vic. Howdy, howdy. Welcome in. Uh-oh. The shadow over London. Baker Street. Can we get a more specific address? Like where on Baker Street? We'll never know.
Dr. Watson, would you kindly close the door behind you so that we can limit the price of your carelessness to merely hours of work rather than days?
There he is.
My apologies, Mr. Holmes. I found myself rather taken aback. I saw tidier houses in war-torn Afghanistan. Are those my surgical needles?
I ran out of tacks and the matter required immediate attention.
Was that my supper?
Plainly not, for I was the one who ate it.
I set it aside for this evening.
And for that I am grateful.
Is that my bed?
Watson, since you've proven yourself a master of observation, might I ask you to apply your skills to a more pertinent question? Namely, the whereabouts of today's newspapers. They are the key to everything. The newsboy is usually reliable.
Medically speaking, I often find that the key to everything is good sleep. In a bed. Your papers are here, on the table.
All right, well, that's all the intro you need.
Today.
All right, let's see here. How do I get to, there we go. Let's maybe crank up that voice a little bit. There we go. Grayson, I believe this is a direct follow-up to Chapter 1. As I understand it, the storyline there is supposed to pick up at the... gotta save all my progress so far. Should pick up at the same place the last game left off. They've just joined in. I think this is the same version of Holmes that we knew from that game. I believe. Now, if you haven't seen this series before, it's kind of like a graphic adventure game as much as anything. Like it's, as you can see, like third person walk aroundy type game, but at the same time, definitely relies on some point and click conventions. So we'll have some fun. Ooh, tensions between England and Sweden are running high. Oh no, the Swedish Princess Ilder. Disappearance of a personal bodyguard. That sounds like a mystery. A man that gets noticed, whether by his peers at the gentlemen's clubs or by the fair nightingales who comfort them. Oh.
Local gossip, all of it uninteresting.
I like that we've gotten Holmes in one of his depressive states. Those are always fun. This is when you need the good old cocaine to get you going. Yeah, visit Barnes & Noble bookstore.
Your order from Barnes' bookshop has arrived, Doctor.
Barnes insists on delivering the books to our door, even though we could easily walk to his shop.
Very noble.
It's good service.
Very noble of him. Okay. This looks like something I should be able to zoom in on.
Another letter from Werner. I never reply, but they keep coming.
Okay. We've solved the mystery of the things on Holmes's
Address of
dining
the
room
Strand.
table.
Where is it?
Pardon me?
I am on the precipice of uncovering a pattern of crime across London spanning many months and involving many men. The missing paper cannot be a coincidence.
That's preposterous.
My dear fellow, life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man can invent.
Well, life used your newspaper to wipe its posterior, so after that unpleasant discovery this morning, I disposed of it. But in lieu of the Strand, perhaps I can deliver you something equally tantalizing.
What was that
I've
little
just
scene?
returned from a patient of mine, Captain Stemwick, who...
No, that will not do. Grab your coat, Dr. Watson. Let us hope nobody has collected the dustbin.
All right, here we go. The Strand is missing. Is there anything else hidden in my room? Any other POIs, if you will? I love a good POI. So Watson looks kind of like Matt Smith. He's given me a little bit of Owen Wilson in the Loki Marvel series vibes. Wait, can I speak to Watson? Hello, Watson.
The dustbin is yours for the digging, Mr. Holmes.
Hello. It's raining today. Put on a hat, it says. Okay. Oh, sweet. Here we go. Oh, yeah, baby. This is what it's all about. I'll put that on. Oops. Gotta get a good hat going. How about that? That looks kind of classic. Nah. I love these very pixelated beards. Someone needs to turn the opacity up on those things. Would you like a particle beard, sir? Particle beard. Flashing around, it's a particle beard. Oh, we also dress up Watson, that's right. There we go. I like that the outfits are there, but I will only ever dress Sherlock Holmes like Sherlock Holmes. Welcome to ye olde London. I give him that Hercule Poirot mustache. That's good stuff. Let's see, where's this dustbin I've heard so much about? Tut-tut, looks like rain. One thing I really enjoy about these Sherlock Holmes games is that everyone is constantly just coughing. I don't think I need to go to Stenwick's Manor.
Don't look at me. If you want the newspaper, you'll have to get your hands dirty.
Your bin is by your door. That makes a lot of sense. Yes, it's probably this dustbin, eh? All right. What in the world?
You were mistaken, Dr. Watson. The paper was indeed dirtied, but not how you implied. It's potting soil.
Potting soil, eh? Core blimey.
A cactus spine. If it gets in your skin, it's awfully tricky to remove, and when laced with poison, the perfect assassination tool.
Someone
See,
assassinated our
Watson,
garbage.
The conspiracy is real. Someone tried to poison me.
Poison? You? That's madness.
Hold RT to run. I would run too if I...
Get the Strand. Get your copy of the Strand here. Sorry, Mr. Holmes. I just sold my last paper.
Blast. Then why are you still here?
Boss pays by the hour. No sense in returning early.
I like this kid.
Any breaking news today?
The dock accident. It's the talk of the town.
Yes, yes. Besides the tripe on the front page, anything about burglaries?
Look at this
I'm
waif.
not sure, sir.
You're a bright child. I presume you see everything that goes on around here?
Nothing gets past me, mister.
Then tell me, did you notice anyone suspicious at my door this morning?
Like the man with your newspaper?
Precisely.
Precisely.
I know the value of a shilling.
Dr. Watson,
Cool, now I can take the day off.
The Cactus Assassin. Yeah, that's my favorite Sherlock Holmes story. Let's see. Tell me about the man at the
can you
doorstep.
describe the man you saw?
He was carrying a lot of books. Up to his chin they were.
Never heard of a well-read assassin.
Looks can deceive. Hence the appeal of disguises. Did you see what he was up to?
Nah, not really. I saw him approaching your house, but I had a customer. Then there's a loud bang. I ducked down. Not because I was scared, because I wasn't. I
Yeah.
had to protect the merchandise. And all I could see was him kneeling at your door.
Which way did he go?
Not sure. I was distracted by customers. Sorry.
Is this where we
Alright.
get to shake him
You
down?
earned your shilling. That'll be all.
Thanks, Mr. Holmes. Maybe I
Intimidate.
could be your eyes and ears. If you have more shillings.
Intimidate. Oh, you got a new question in your mind palace, baby. You know I'm going straight to that mind palace. Who ruined the strand? Cactus spine potentially poisoned. All right. All right, we're doing it now, baby.
Get the strand. Get your copy of the strand here.
Newspaper is indeed in the bin. So let's go find Barnes, I suppose. Or if there's anything else I need to connect to the oldie mine palace. It seems like there is. That's right, 6-7. This game fulfills the player fantasy of having more than one single brain cell. Can I not connect both of them? No. Observations. Okay. Items. There we go. Boy, this is a crazy mind map. Barnes' local bookseller did it. He's carrying a stack of books, that's right. A visit to Mr. Barnes is in order. Oh, we're coming for you, Barnesy.
Come now, Mr. Holmes. Murder? Yes, Barnes has his
Get the
quirks, but he
strand.
also
Get
has
your
his
copy
screw-
of the strand here.
Not every pawn knows it's part of a game.
More like Barnes and Ignoble. Got him, that's right. I wonder how I map that out. Because right now, I only see those two locations. Let's see. A visit to Mr. Barnes is in order. I think I should have a mini map or something. Just like the real Holmes would have. Oh, well, there you go. I've solved yet another of this game's devious puzzles. I bet it's not the barber shop. Hey, Clell. I found it. It's Barnes Bookshop. Yeah, this game was developed in Ukraine, and it opens up with a message noting that it was developed as the Ukraine war was well underway. So, Frogwares are developers that, worth giving some support to if that's a issue you care about.
Do you even have enemies that would want to kill you? Okay, perhaps from Cordona.
Cordona, that's where the last game was set. Remember, Grayson? I'm just going to observe you. I do this all the time in shops, and you know, shopkeepers love it. I'm just going to observe you. Bags under eyes, the effects of overwork. Ugly face. Ooh. Newspaper ink? What other kind of ink could a bookseller be exposed to? Nothing suspicious there. Uh-oh. Leans heavily on his right leg with a sore left one. Classic. Oh, Sherlock Holmes loves him some muddy shoes. High heels, wants to look taller. I think we have all the evidence we need here. Long hours of intense work. He's not very confident, tries to appear taller. Or, ooh. Wow, blackmail victim or workaholic? What do we think this guy is? I like these mechanics. Dr. Mario, I really enjoyed the Chapter 1 game, and this is following very closely with that. So now we have to determine which of these we think is a better version of him. I think pawn in a bigger play. Like this all feels like just complete conjecture. Okay, we decide he's a workaholic.
Mr. Barnes, a word.
It's like a chocoholic, but with work.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Why they always run.
Who goes there?
Sherlock Holmes. Now will you please...
Mr. Holmes. Golly, I did not see you come in.
Would you care to answer
I
some
stared at you
questions
for a
me?
good 30 seconds
I
straight.
wish I could, but I am deep in the weeds with work. How about we reschedule in a month or two?
Come now, Mr. Barnes. It will only take a moment.
Really deep in the weeds with important things. Well, help yourself to any book. Just take it and pay later. I trust you, Mr. Holmes.
Barnes doesn't seem like himself. Why is he acting this way?
You're asking the right questions, Doctor. Let's find a way to coax him out.
Press L to highlight interactive areas. Oh, I'm using my detective sense. Look out, game.
The ladder is broken recently, judging by the freshness of the wood.
Interesting. Well, I had an exciting weekend. I was out of town visiting my in-laws and stopped in at Half Price Books, where I found in their games section boxed copies of X-Wing and TIE Fighter in really good shape that I snatched up, and a sealed copy of The Lost Treasures of Infocom 1 and 2, never taken out of their shrink wrap, which I snagged also. It was kind of wild to find
Hardly imagine
such a
anything
bounty.
more macabre.
Was very excited. The Lost Treasures were a really pleasant surprise. Everlasting plants, eh? Or like found treasures now. That's right. Yeah, I'm actually thinking this week about streaming the Infocom Classic Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy for Retro Adventure Wednesday. So maybe it was Kismet. I haven't fully committed to that yet, though. I may chicken out before I reach Wednesday. We'll see.
Basics of cryptoanalysis, cryptography in Egypt. It appears Barnes has an interesting hobby.
Okay, let's detective sense this a little bit more. Gather some more clueroonies. Ah, there's that hot spot.
In the language of Mycroft's secret agents, it's a sign. Dried flowers are replaced when the job is done. I wonder who the recipient is.
Let's see. It claims I have 2 more things to look at here. Oh, the stack of books, eh?
An improvised stand, but it does make the flowers more visible.
Is it the vase? No. What else? What secrets? Oh.
The finest view London has to offer.
We have more evidence. That all makes sense to me. I'm just curious if y'all have figured it out yet. I, of course, have already solved the case. Using my clever thinking and cleverness.
So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy?
I don't believe for a second that Holmes would baby talk a dog. Okay, can we mind map this stuff? Give me that mind map. Why is Barnes acting so strangely? Let's see. Oh yeah, get that character portrait in there. Oops. No, I'm undoing my hard work. Okay. We have a sense of his character portrait, documents and testimony. Uh-oh. Ooh. Why is he acting so strange? Oh, here we go. We're solving things. I clearly understand what this is doing. You know I do. Don't think for a second I don't. Let's talk to our friend.
Apologies, but I can't hear you. Please come back later.
Barnes has always been a little odd, but this is uncharacteristic even for him.
Is there anything I've missed? Oh, the door. Is that a clue? No, it's just a way to leave the building. Classic. So those classic doors that you use to enter and exit buildings. You know the ones. Oh, wait. Do you have something for me?
We're looking for a cactus needle in a haystack. A spine in a book stack? No, come on, Watson. Think.
Think, you fool. Think. Has anything spooky happened yet? Not yet. I mean, mostly just going through a independently owned bookstore Which, in the face of the corporatization of that industry, I mean, that's a little spooky to begin with. Why is Barnes acting so strangely? Let's see. How do I unpin that? Let's start this strand over and see what I can do. I need to understand why I'm doing a little better. How do I get rid of the dead leaves here and the dirty ground? Like, I just don't feel like the dead leaves are an explanation for why he's acting strangely, but... Let's see if we have anything in our evidence book that needs to be penned. I don't see anything with the pen icon attached to it. Okay, let's see if we can make this work. Why is Barnes acting so strange? I still don't think the dead leaves, or the dead flowers are it. But it also won't let me unpin it. Why is Barnes acting so strangely? I still think the character portrait's important. Items. Let's see. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. I know that I have to do this. I assume, well, I say I know very confidently. I assume I have to deal with this to proceed, but...
I like bookshops. One of the few spots in London where you are shunned for making a racket.
And he still won't talk to me. He's not even a hot spot anymore. That's how you know it's bad. Maybe I'll go across the street and see what's going on at the place over here where there was a view that was mentioned.
The weather is dreary, isn't it? To be fair, my flowers could use the rainfall.
No, it doesn't appear that this is the direction we need to go. Oh, unless... Uh-oh, here we go. We're on the case.
Encouraging people to stop and smell the roses?
Our national emblem. God save the Queen.
Ah ha ha! Well, you looky there. Uh-oh.
The pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something. Familiar spine? Is this what I found in my dustbin?
Uh-oh. What's going on here? More clues, I suppose.
It must take patience and care to produce a bloom so beautiful.
I imagine so. I merely sell them.
Tell me more about this sales approach.
Anything tickle your fancy, Mr. Holmes?
I just need to observe you for a moment, if you don't mind. Does she have bags under her eyes? Distant look. Avoids eye contact or distracted? That's what people are always asking about me. Wearing makeup for beauty or concealment? This is the incel version of Sherlock Holmes. It's the Larry David feature, yeah, the... okay. Mourning recently deceased husband. Luxury fabric. Unusual for work attire, if you ask me. It's always the shoes. Still grieving. Is she using makeup to hide her tear-stained cheeks? Or is she ready to move on? I'm going to say distant look means still grieving. This is who I've decided she is. I love this idea that we get
My
to
condolences, Mrs. Fleming.
write these
Mr.
people's
Holmes?
Your husband's death. You're
these
clearly
people's
still in mourning.
personalities.
Oh, no. I loved him more than anything, of course, but that was some time ago now. Life goes on.
A lesson we all learn, one way or another. I'll be off.
For evidence updated. Okay, let's see here. Now we have more to work with. Let's see here. If we can now solve this little thing. Why is Barnes acting so strange? Roses for sale do not seem important. I almost feel like that thing is bugged. Like, it's weird I just can't unconnect the dead flowers on display. It did seem like I got it wrong, didn't I? That I misjudged her. Well, I cannot figure out what's going on here. Creep, huh? Oh, so I'm not going the back door. That would have been great. Don't worry, we'll get through this tutorial. Guy, will you talk to me now? No. Did you present any of the evidence to Mrs. Fleming? That's a good question. I clicked present evidence, but nothing seemed to happen there. And I just assumed that didn't mean what I thought it meant. Let's try that again. Oh, well, here you go. Let's see.
One of these things is not like the other.
Come again?
The cactus. Those fearsome spines.
Thank
can
you,
prove
Grayson.
dull to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless, though you have me thinking it must be valuable.
I was under the impression that you knew its price already.
Your guess is as
Oh.
good as mine. The first time I saw this cactus was when I came back from my break.
Oh, interesting.
I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes. I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes.
What do you make of the flowers in Barnes' shop window?
It's a good question.
Well, they could use a bit of water.
Do they mean anything to you?
Mean anything how? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Holmes.
Why do you think they're there?
Are you suggesting the flowers are for me?
It seems likely, does it not?
Oh, I hope you're right.
Oh, wow. Are we getting ready to make a love match?
Are you sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller. Are you sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller.
Are you familiar with
Here
Mr.
we go.
Barnes?
Yes. No, not really. Well, in a way.
What on earth does that mean?
I know who he is, of course.
Hey,
but
Green
we
Bean, welcome
haven't
in.
shared much more than a look.
A look?
Yes. Each morning I go for a walk in the park with my dog, and most days I spot Mr. Barnes there with his new puppy. So we see each other. Actually, we once met briefly while our dogs played. He was quiet and seemed unsteady as he approached. But since then, we've never spoken. I often see him staring through the shop window.
Like a
Sometimes I
creepo.
wonder what he thinks about that would etch such longing onto his face.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, Green Bean, we've spoken
Should've
before
worn
on the
something
stream
warmer.
about how much we would love to see a Columbo Telltale game. But it would be good in this engine, too. You know, there's a relatively newish Murder on the Orient Express game that came out not too long ago that I think does like a modern take on Poirot. Like, I think at one point he's like using a cell phone in the trailer. I'm curious about that one. Okay, let's see now if we go to our cool guy Mind Palace. Hey, Prime Nerd, welcome in. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome in, everybody. Let's see. Mr. Barnes is in love with Miss Fleming. Yeah, actually, I'm thinking about it's on sale on Steam right now, or at least it was a day or two ago.
I think perhaps I have been chasing shadows.
Do
I've
not
been thinking about
despair,
picking
Mr.
it up.
Holmes. Even the best of us make mistakes. We better tell Mr. Barnes.
Whoa! Goodness gracious. Welcome in, Raiders. Hey, let me get a shout out going here. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid, Dragon Gem. How are you doing this evening? Welcome in, Raiders. I'm Jess, Decaf Jedi. Usually retro game streamer, but tonight we're playing something a little bit new. Playing a little bit of Sherlock Holmes The Awakened, a game about Sherlock Holmes finally facing off against Cthulhu. Welcome in. Thank you so much. Playing some Dreamwalker Never Fall Asleep. I don't know if I know that one. What genre? It sounds like horror, I'm guessing, but I don't know. Tell me about that one. I hope your stream went well. And welcome in, everybody. Thank you again for the raid. Hope you're doing well this evening. All right. So we are just starting this game out. It's a 2023 game. It's our old pal
Mr.
Sherlock
Barnes,
Holmes.
I know what you did, and I know why you did it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. I can't hear you very well.
Oh,
from
point and click
behind the
hidden
door.
object. Nice. I play a lot of point and click games over here for those of you joining in for the first time.
I couldn't read this morning's edition
One
of
Lung
The
Johnny.
Strand because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled.
Hey, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it.
You ordered a cactus from the plant catalogue and then left it for Mrs. Fleming as
Oh,
a
totally
gift.
get it, Dragon
You
Gem.
placed
Thank you
flowers
again.
in the
Take
window
care.
to get her attention and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable. You are her secret admirer.
Busted.
Barnes, it's Dr. Watson. Rest assured, we are not interested in disclosing your personal affairs to anyone, including Mrs. Fleming. Please come out.
All right, then.
So, you know what happened then? I was on my way back from the post office, having picked up the cactus and some books. It was quite an awkward package, heavy too, and when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus and your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your actions were rather disruptive.
What's wrong with
Your
Holmes?
clumsiness carrying the post is matched only by the clumsiness of your romantic gesture.
Oh, it's true. I am useless with this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if Mrs. Fleming noticed.
Oh, it's true. Hey, Hardly Working. Good to see you. Welcome, man.
As in most things in life, truth is the answer. Cease with the abstruse signals and anonymous gifts, and simply talk to the woman. What is the worst that can happen? She rejects you, and you are freed from this endless purgatory.
That... Yes, you are correct, of course. I do have a slight tendency to overthink things. Thank you.
So at last, we return to the matter of the paper. I'm investigating a string of burglaries. Did you perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't
Hey,
recall,
Herbal,
but
welcome, man.
You're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of The Strand here all along?
Well, naturally. I am a bookseller. I have a subscription to every magazine and newspaper in London.
So you ought to be familiar with the concept of burying the lead.
That's not how you spell that.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper.
Sweet. That was an achievement, y'all. Okay. Rude Awakening. You know, it's kind of funny that Sherlock Holmes found a cactus spine in his garbage and immediately leapt to the conclusion that someone was trying to poison him with it, although at no point was poison actually detected. Okay, Port Authority hasn't come. Workers off limits. Saltpeter explosion.
Come, Dr. Watson. Let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good news about you and Mrs. Fleming.
We did it, gang. We're one step closer to stopping Cthulhu. If there's one thing that Cthulhu hates, it's new love.
Well, that was an utter waste of time.
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
There was supposed to be another burglary. I was certain of it. Something you wish to say, Doctor?
No. Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition. And that perhaps, if ill-applied...
Oh,
I
no.
see things that are not there.
Yes. It is London. There will always be burglaries. Doesn't have to mean anything.
There's probably some
it
kind of
seems.
Napoleon of crime behind it.
Forgive
like
me.
Cthulhu.
Without something to occupy my mind, I turn into an entirely different animal.
Which brings us back to my news from earlier. I think I have a case for you, a real one.
Truly?
Indeed. Though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from Cordona. A patient of mine, Captain Stenwick, told me that his servant disappeared. I said I knew just the man to help. What do you say?
Oh, Watson.
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my writing career. But...
It's brilliant. Let's go.
Oh, good.
Let's go.
Well, his house is nearby. Come.
I already know where Stenwick's mansion is. I wouldn't put it past this game to include a Doctor Who reference. I just assume anything set in
Not much
Britain
further now.
is a Doctor Who reference. Which way was Stenwick's manor? You saw it once before. Maybe I'll just fast travel to it. Uh-oh. People.
Is this lousy attitude of yours because of my altercation with Inspector Lockhart? Did he put you up to this?
Sir, the inspector has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you the same thing I tell anyone seeking a missing person.
We can't find them.
Good day, gentlemen. Forgive the intrusion. Captain Stenwick, this is my colleague Sherlock Holmes, the consulting detective I told you about.
At last, a professional. This useless officer refuses to do anything about Kimmy here, my missing servant. What was your name again? I shall be certain to inform your superiors.
Sergeant Ruffles. And it's my superiors who made this decision, sir.
His family invented Ruffles potato crisps. It's me, Sergeant Ruffles.
Have there been other disappearances lately?
Of course, here and there. But when life is tough and opportunity comes knocking, you can't blame those who answer.
An opportunity comes knocking, don't come a-rocking.
Why has the police department decided not to help?
We investigate murders, thefts, fraud, arson, real crimes. A servant walking away from his master is not our highest priority. That said, if we find Kimahia breaking the law, we'll be sure to notify Captain Stenwick. Now, I must be off. Best of luck in your search.
You heard that, didn't you? The way that man spoke to me. I shall need your written testimony. Then we can lodge a complaint.
Captain, perhaps Mr. Holmes' time is better spent learning about your servant, so that he may begin his investigation.
Ah, yes. Quite right. Fire away.
You're absolutely right. Sergeant Ruffles does sound like a good cat name. All right.
Tell me about Kimahia.
He's foreign. A Maori. All the way from New Zealand. Biggest man you've ever seen, and as strong as two. Dark hair and fearsome tattoos. He doesn't speak a whit of English. Never bothered to learn. But I made do with pointing. I invested a lot of money in him, so he must be found.
This guy seems like a real winner.
May I see your
This,
servant's bedroom?
His shack is in the garden. You can't miss it.
Did you search the room?
Stenwick.
Of course, but only to check he wasn't lying dead inside. Everything seemed normal at a glance.
Nice mutton chops, though.
Is there any reason Kimahia may have left?
I should think not. He had all he could have wanted. Gainful employment, new clothes, and all the cabbage he could eat.
Abundant cabbage, eh?
I take it this is the first time Kimahia has vanished?
Undoubtedly. The man seemed terrified of the city. I think it was all the noise. He never left this estate. Should he cause any damage, I will bear the responsibility, for it was I who rescued him from savagery and brought him here to England in the first place.
Did Kimahia make off with anything of value?
Heavens, no. I would have mentioned it to Sergeant Ruffles.
I'm sorry, I can't
Still,
take
he
Sergeant
must have
Ruffles
fled with
seriously.
Some money on his person?
No. I kept his wages in my safe. For security.
When did you last see your servant?
Kimmy here normally brings me the morning papers, but yesterday I had to get them
Yeah,
myself.
paper delivery's been a
He must have
problem around
escaped
here
the night
lately.
Before yesterday.
All right, Captain. I think I have enough to get started. We shall first take a look around the mansion.
Go ahead. I'll be here, mentally drafting my complaint.
My paper was delivered so late, I thought someone was trying to assassinate me. British nobleman goes 5 minutes without doing a racism challenge. Yeah, challenge level impossible. This game did have a content warning at the beginning, noting that these are supposed to be reflective of the times and not represent the views of the developer. Hopefully that goes without saying, but maybe I should mention that now since I skipped over that screen for the stream. Sergeant Ruffles' son distinguished himself in the Great War on Potato Ridge. Ruffles have ridges. Uh-oh. We've got a clue zone.
Chewing tobacco.
Holmes prefers snuff. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's a Cthulhu symbol. You can't tell me for a second that's not a hot spot. Really, I can't zoom in on that, huh? Well, there you have it, gang. There we go.
A shoe print, roughly size 11, with a worn-out sole. These are a workman's boots.
What else could I find? There's something else in this scene. I like how this game turns into basically a hidden object game once you get to these scenes. I mean, again, why in the world can I not? Yeah, I mean, you'd think the statue head would be something worth getting a closer look at. I can't look up any further than that. I just don't think I can. How is that not something? Now we're pixel hunting. That's right. That's what we're here for. That's why we all became adventure gamers in the first place. Hey, we're looking for it to light up yellow. How's it not the toolbox or the head? Yeah, I mean, it still thinks there's something there, definitely. That's
Chewing
just
tobacco.
Yes, just the chewing tobacco, eh? Huh.
A shoe print, roughly size 11, with a worn-out sole. These are a workman's boots.
These are the boots of a carpenter. Is there a more fancy mode that the... You know, that's a great question. We haven't... As far as... Oh, wait. There you go. I hit right shoulder button.
Print. Someone knelt here. The amount of chewing tobacco suggests they were waiting a while.
Weird. Thank you,
Amazing,
Green Bean.
Mr. Holmes, to read the ground like an open book.
With enough clues. Sherlock can use imagination to reconstruct the past. Okay, let's see here. Interact with the nodes to begin. Okay, so interact with the nodes. That's not it. I remember this being kind of confusing in my previous playthrough as well. Can't remember how this imagination mode thing works. Interact with the nodes to begin. here we go. Oops. What in the world am I supposed to do here? X and B don't seem to do anything. Maybe more clues to get my imagination to be more imaginative. Maybe it's that.
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
Let's see here. Okay, this one has to be pinned. Ooh, here we go.
The rag reeks of smoke. Someone plugged the chimney.
Okay, that looks like it gave me some more imagination points. There's that node. Keyprint missing. Unusual form bent to the left.
Stenwick makes his servant live in a tool shed. I think you know someone.
Clothes made of Hessian. Is Stenwick really so miserly? A Maori nose flute. Ngurus, they're called. No air coming through it. No air coming through it.
Okay.
Button chops. The remains of a meal.
Good job, Sherlock.
The ashes are long since cold. Heavy chemical odor. Lend me your nose, Doctor.
Ah, I'll never forget that smell after my time in Afghanistan. That's an opioid, Mr. Holmes, a narcotic.
Now, Holmes wouldn't know anything about drugs. Huh.
Impressive. The sack of grain retained the shape of an impact. Someone hit their head here.
Looks like Mil Mascaras was here.
A small Navy spyglass.
Well, I think we've solved all the puzzles here. Ooh, we need a Sherlock Holmes stock photo review redemption. We absolutely do, Ricky. This is a really good point. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, let's see if we can mind palace some of this together. Now we're done with that mystery. Where's Kimahia's? Wow, look at that. Documents and testimonies. Such disturbingly squishy noises, they really are. Where does his trail lead? Okay. Lock with an unusual key. Cloth in the chimney. Squishy Holmes. Okay. Clues in Stenwick's garden. Cloth in the chimney. Okay. Stenwick's mansion. Clues in Stenwick's garden. Footprints in Stenwick's garden. Clues in Stenwick's garden. Need to unpin some of these things from my last investigation. Okay. A lock with an unusual keyhole. Does that mean I need to go back and talk to...
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
How do I get out of this mode? There we go. If your brain makes squishy noises, that's usually a sign you're of above average intelligence.
I will not be long, Captain.
Okay, let's show him some evidence.
The door to your garden has an interesting lock.
Yes, I have uncommon locks on every door of my mansion. It makes them harder to pick. Kimmy here and I both had a set of keys.
I'll need to borrow them.
No, you'll need to do what I tell you to do. Examine the garden.
Good, good, good. Okay.
Are you joking? Why would I know this? I thought you were meant to be intelligent.
I came across a pile of Hessian clothes in the shack. Are they Kimahia's?
Yes. I had to give him something to clothe himself. He seemed unfazed by his bare skin, but I found it distracting.
Wow.
Are you joking? Why would I know this? Where on earth are you going with this?
Do you happen to know Kimahia's shoe size?
I wouldn't have the foggiest. But I'm sure it was enormous. Not that it matters. He spent his life barefoot. Despite my best efforts, he simply did not take to shoes.
This guy's the worst.
Has Kimahia ever indulged in tobacco?
No, the man doesn't even drink.
Are you certain? I found chewing tobacco in the garden.
I controlled Kimahia's expenses since he struggled with the currency. I would have known if he used tobacco.
Never. Okay, so we have some updated evidence. Okay. Okay, we're getting closer. Let's see, can I unpin some of this stuff about the two of them? I guess not. Okay, great. That's fine. Okay, let's keep investigating. We're getting on this. We're on the trail. There it goes. It wants me to use this cool ability again. Oh yeah, that's right. We have to figure out which of these versions of events is right. So we don't think it's Kimihia here because he doesn't use tobacco. So it's someone else. That's step one. Now I remember how this works. So that's Kimihia. We're gonna make an unknown. Hey, and Shady, I'm having a good time with it so far. We're just really started. We're still on our first real case. How are you doing this evening? I really enjoyed chapter 1 when we played it. And I'm curious to see how this one turns out. So we can do nobody there. Or we can do Kimihia there. I wonder why it still has lock with an unusual keyhole up. Oh, you watched me play. That's right. I remember. It's good to see you again. Have you played this one before? Uh-oh, here we go. How did you like this one? How does it compare to chapter 1?
They seem fresh.
Okay, tracks. Should I go back and talk to him about the tracks? I wonder why the lock with the unusual keyhole is still up on my screen. Yeah, exactly. We were talking about that just a minute ago. The fact that, yeah, this was made in the midst of a war
Why are you still
is
here?
really staggering. Oh, you control. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Thank you. It's funny. It's been long enough since I played chapter 1 that, like, all the little tricks of the interface, I'm just completely lost on me at this point. I'm having to re-remember them slowly. Are there any hot spots down here? Okay. Is there a note around here somewhere? You'll note it when you see it. So there's a third option for this stage that we haven't found. And it's presumably who's actually the person working here. But I don't know how we're to find that out, because I don't think we're supposed to think it's him, because, again, our clue is he does not use tobacco. So oh, floorboards. Here we go. Now we're on to something.
A scrap of Hessian. These were sturdy boxes. It would have required a serious blow to break them.
All right, we updated 2 evidences. How have you been in, Shady? It's great to see you again. Let's pin that evidence. Let's head over to our mind palace. Kimball Shack. Okay. Clues in Stenwick's Garden. Trail. Oh wait, let's try that. Trail in Stenwick's Garden. It's the Mind Palace. That's right. Trapped in a box, just like my favorite No Doubt song. Maybe this has something to do with those two people we met earlier. Okay, there's still something else I need to figure out here. Something I'm missing. Something we're missing. Clues we have not uncovered yet. I'm guessing we got all we can out of Stenwick.
Do you think Kimmy here had an accomplice in his escape?
Wait, did that give us more Mind Palace stuff? Let's see here. In Shady, I'll definitely take a little nudge. I wouldn't mind that at all if I'm barking up the wrong tree. Let's see, he goes face down into that. So I think that this guy plugged his chimney. Let's see something in and around the shack. That helps a lot. Thank you. Yeah, let me investigate a little bit more. I found the rag earlier. Do I have a Mind Palace opportunity here?
Yes, Stenwick is no angel, but he's one of my few clients. Please, try to remain courteous.
This came up just a minute ago, Kevin. We will have to dig into the Adobe.
No, I cannot make head nor tail of it.
The Adobe stock photo archive of Sherlock Holmes and see what sort of good stuff we can come up with. Okay, so maybe more inside the shed. Got both of those. Oh, the window itself. Ha ha ha.
Is this a Tanifar, a Maori water spirit, or something else?
I have been trying to pin
By
evidence.
the way, it's giving me chills.
It took me a minute to remember that was part of it, but let's see. I do need to pin that. Thank you for the reminder. Okay, let's see if that gives us anything. Only the ones that show the pin need to be pinned, right? Everything else is automatically pinned. Check your case book and make sure you have the right clue up. Let's see, where is... Oh, he pinned the ones with the symbol. Got it. Thank you. Wait.
This disappearance is intriguing, though. I cannot make head nor tail.
I feel like there's another point of interest that we're missing that will give us the last of our imagination points. But that one over there we know about. We got that one. We got those two. But it feels like there's another.
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key
Oh, wait.
should be bent to the right. This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
Where is this next scanning point?
This disappearance is intriguing, though. I cannot make head nor tail of it.
Well, obviously can't either. And Shady, if you can nudge a little harder, I'll take it. The trail... okay. Trail in the garden needs to be pinned. Got it. Okay. And then I probably go back and... Parallel tracks, wheels. There's this. Moldy, broken, not used recently. Okay. Does that give us new stuff to work with? Not yet. Other wheels. So what made the tracks? Yeah. Oh, wait. Here we go. Pile of logs. Fallen? Grass doesn't grow here, often
Someone
used.
moved a cart to this spot and then took it elsewhere. Can't see it anywhere in the garden.
Yeah, I think I do need a refresher on how to play. I've been doing pretty poorly here. Uh-oh. Points A and B are wrong. Let's see. Is this one of them? he doing? Has a spyglass. Oh, he's spying on him. Okay. And then point 2 is probably the window, isn't it?
Surveying from afar, the intruder waited for a window of opportunity. When Kimahir went to sleep, the man crept up to the shack and slipped narcotics down the chimney pipe, then blocked it with a cloth. Kimahir inhaled the sedative and fell into a deep sleep. The intruder tried to move him, but the man was heavier than expected. The intruder fell on the sack and dropped his spyglass. In order to transport the servant, he had to use the cart. The final challenge was opening the garden door. Luckily for our intruder, Kimahir had the key in his shack.
Remarkable. It makes total sense.
It does make total sense. Thank you, Watson. Hey, thank you so much, Shady. Thanks for dropping in. I'll be playing more of this one, so I hope you can come back if you're on your way out, back from lunch now. Take care.
You'd best have found something by now, gentlemen.
I fear that someone may have spied upon Kimahir. Likely the owner of the spyglass I found earlier. It appears they were watching for some time, as there was an impressive amount of chewing tobacco on the ground.
And your point?
You said that you checked the shack earlier. Did you notice the cart tracks near it?
Nobody ever notices stuff like that.
To expect a servant to make regular use of such a thing. Indeed, I would have overlooked the detail were it not for the cart's absence. If, as you say, Kimahir never leaves your estate, then where did it go?
I expect answers from you, Mr. Holmes, not questions.
Oh, we consider just throwing this man down a well. I mean, it wouldn't be the worst idea.
I found the residue of narcotics in Kimahir's brazier. There are several explanations, perhaps your servant's recreational interest, or an attempt at poisoning.
Cut to the chase, Mr. Holmes.
Well, you see.
I won't keep you in suspense any longer, Captain. Kimahir was abducted by the owner of the spyglass. When your servant fell asleep, he slipped a narcotic into Kimahir's brazier to make him sleep even more soundly. In order to carry a man as large as Kimahir, the intruder stole the cart and rolled him right out of your garden.
Now, hold on. All this simply to tell me what I already know. Why haven't you found him yet?
I only arrived a moment ago. It
well,
is,
like
frankly,
30 minutes ago.
Incredible that I have already deduced so much.
Every second you dawdle here, waiting for me to stroke your ego, is another second wasted. I'm not interested in the how, the why, or the who. I am only interested in recovering my investment. Spare me the claptrap, boy, and go and fetch my servant.
I'll tolerate your casual racism, but I draw the line at you calling me a boy.
Captain, you are so addled by delusions of competency that you miss the blindingly obvious. Without the assistance of others, you are utterly incapable. Kimahir endured your nonsense far longer than I will.
The point is, Captain, we're telling you this for a reason. The intruder fled through the garden door, and we need a key to follow his trail.
Well, then you should have led with that. Here you go. I hope you'll return soon with good news. And in the meantime, please teach your companion the art of brevity.
Grayson, that's right. Spare the claptrap, spoil the child. That's why we have mandatory time for our daughter to play Borderlands every day, so she gets plenty of claptrap. Oh, it's over for you now, abductor. The trail. Oh, that's impassable. Yeah, I like an antisocial Sherlock too. That's right up my alley. Speaking of alleys. Ooh, is that what I think it is? This is another one that I have to hit from the exact right angle to get it to... Or do I just follow in this mode? Yes, here we go. Here we go. We're at Agent 47 this.
Sturdy rope, professionally tied in a Portuguese bowline. This knot is often used by sailors to create a bosun's chair.
Grayson, can you confirm that knot? Use your nautical knowledge to tell me if that's accurate.
Wheels picked up grass along the way. Kimahia's cart, I gather.
Roy Soulsby.
Roy Soulsby. Could that be the name of our man?
What a very helpful clue. Ew.
A strange substance. I have my suspicions based on the color and consistency, but would you care to hazard a guess, Doctor?
Well, it's odorless, but from the way it absorbs water, I'd say saltpeter.
Then we're in agreement. Well done.
Sweet, we did it. Case solved.
A large pile of horse droppings.
Oh no. The horse did it?
Many cigarette butts. Someone stood here for hours. There was a cab waiting here. Our abductor slipped in and then off into the night.
I've learned more in this alley than I ever have before anywhere. Let's see, I guess we need to go to our mind palace, don't we? And he'll probably tell us that the saltpeter explosion is related to this case. Sailor's not. Calling card. Abductor's trail. Okay. Clues in the garden. Wallet with saltpeter. There we go. Have we solved it? No. Where does this trail lead? Okay, we eliminated a lot of stuff here. Are we still missing a clue? Says there's something else we can still do in the... Or the noble features of the abductor. I didn't realize we had that. Uh-oh. Okay, let's see. What are the noble features of the abductor? Sailor's knot. Spyglass. Calling card. Okay. There we go. We're eliminating things. I don't think this is related. That's how we eliminate things, though. Okay. Let's get rid of things one at a time. Whatever's left must be the answer. I guess the abductor's trail makes some sense here. Ha! Literally the last thing. That was dumb. How dumb of me. Literally just clicking everything and still it took me until the very last. We've done it, gang. Through process of elimination. All evidence points to the Port of London. No time to lose. Good thing there's...
proved not so useless after all. The saltpeter accident. Doctor, do you recall?
The Port of London, of course. The footwear, the spyglass.
Indeed. We shall need to take a cab there.
All right. That's pretty good. We've done some investigating. Yeah, I'll be better at this next time around. This game is very sparing with the tutorials, and I'd completely forgotten how to play, but now that I'm back in the swing of things, oh, you better watch out, perpetrators. I'm liking it a lot. Grayson, have you played this one? I can't remember if you had done this one yet. I really like Frogwares' take on Sherlock Holmes. I mean, it feels like more of chapter 1, which I like. Now, I do miss our imaginary friend John. That's a little bit of a letdown now that we have a real friend John. But it's still pretty good. I'm enjoying it. I'll definitely play more. How was do you remember which pre-chapter 1 game you tried, and did it have similar mechanics? Was it kind of the same jam, or did the series switch it up a little bit? Because I like this vibe. Like, this is right up my alley. Even though I'm terrible at it. I don't want to mention I'm terrible at this. Devil's Daughter, very similar mechanics. Ooh, well then maybe that one lies in the future too. But I will play more of this one. When will I play more of it? I think Thursday night. I'm going to be done for tonight, I think. I'm going to call it a night here. But I think I'll be back on Thursday night to play a little bit more Sherlock Holmes The Awakened. But before that, we'll have Retro Adventure Wednesday, of course, on Wednesday night. Right now, I'm still trending toward Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So if you enjoy the visually exciting world of text adventures, there's no better stream to tune into than that one. I want to thank everybody for hanging out. This has been fun for me. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. For now, let's see here. We should get a raid going. Who is online doing something cool? Let's see. You got lots of folks on. Let's raid over and see our pal. Let's go over and see our pal. I'm a little Teapot. Is playing Techno Babylon, a recent point-and-click adventure game in the grand scheme of recency. Let's drop in on I'm a little Teapot. Let them know that Decap Jedi sent you. In the meantime, take care. Hey, Injured Ally, thank you for being here. Thanks for watching along, and I'll see you on the other side of the raid. Everybody, take care, and we'll meet back here soon.